His name is
Gary or Gil. Glenn? Is it? I don't know. It's something with a G!
Now that E3 is behind us and all the most anticipated games have been sufficiently showcased, it's time for us to take a look at the best upcoming games. Specifically, the best upcoming games on the Xbox One and the Xbox One X. For this list, we've got some exclusives and some multi-platform titles thrown in. So sit back, try to suppress the hype, and fail at suppressing the hype for the best upcoming games on Xbox for 2017 and 2018. Keep in mind, there's no particular order to these. First on our list is an Xbox classic, Forza. Unveiled with a token supercar in what's become the tradition for Forza releases in the past years. Running at a native 4K and 60 frames per second, Forza looks quite stunning. Of course, these specs are exclusive to the Xbox One X, which comes with a fairly hefty price tag on its own. But for the hardcore Forza Motorsport fans out there, this iteration definitely seems like it will be worth buying on the Xbox One X for the opportunity to drive your favorite cars on the best tracks in the world in that sweet 4K and 60 FPS goodness. We were teased to a little bit of Crackdown 3 quite some time ago back at E3 2013, and finally we've gotten some news on the subject. What better way to generate a horde of interest and hype with one giant explosion of a trailer? That's usually enough, right? Why else would Michael Bay still make movies? So far, it's probably a little bit too soon to tell whether or not we should all hop aboard the hype train to Crackdown 3, but let's just say we've booked our tickets and are on our way to the platform.
Now you, show me your identification papers, please.
To quote Brad Pitt in Inglourious Basterds, we're going to be doing one thing and one thing only: killing Nazis. That basically sums up what the Wolfenstein series is all about. Lots and lots of Nazi killing. Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus, looks no different and totally different at the same time. Yes, it heavily features the killing of Nazis, but also fire-breathing robots and things of that nature. From what we've seen so far, the story looks quite promising as well, involving a charismatic and fairly Aryan-looking protagonist and some other interesting characters to complement the plot. The gameplay element of the trailer was a thing of beauty and destruction as well. Our hypometers are firmly in the 9 out of 10 zone. This is probably the game that nobody expected and everyone will remember and will inevitably be the most hyped about. And what's not to get hyped about, right? Mixing Iron Man, Mass Effect, and Destiny all into one game for the ultimate badass experience. And the gameplay trailer just got better and better as it went on. At times we all thought, surely this can't get better, and yet Anthem got better. The worst part of the entire reveal was the ending, in that it ended. Or just send us all a copy so we could retreat to our respective gamer caves and play Anthem to our heart's content. Of course, it looked absolutely breathtaking as well, but so did the gameplay reveal of Watch Dogs, so we're cautiously optimistic about Anthem. Sat firmly at the front of the hype train, mind you.
Sector is clear. Not clear! Not clear!
We can't talk about the most anticipated games for the coming year without mentioning Star Wars Battlefront 2. It appears that we're going to be treated to a more definitive experience this time around, meaning we're actually going to get a campaign this time. Innovation. Sly little dick there, we really are quite excited about this game. It looks phenomenal, as with most of the games coming up this year, and the addition of the prequel and sequel trilogies is quite a nice twist. Say what you want about the prequels, but they brought some new characters and antagonists to the table. But also Jar Jar Binks. In any case, Star Wars Battlefront 2 is a game we'd certainly like to get our hands on as soon as possible.
Here are next assignments. They are unusual.
Grab onto something!
Another year, another Call of Duty game announcement. But, to be fair to Sledgehammer and Activision, they finally decided to let go of the borderline Halo ripoffs they were steering the franchise towards in favor of re-exploring their World War II roots. It's been a decision that has been met so far with a lot of optimism, especially considering the attention to detail brought to the game. Yes, one could argue that it's not the most innovative thing Call of Duty have done, but honestly, if you're looking for innovation from Call of Duty, then 2007 is a better time to be looking for it. Overall, it looks like an excellent shooter that promises to bring some of the much-needed nostalgic flavor back to the genre.
No mercy in his land. We have to push through enemy territory.
The Metro series really raised the bar for games set in a nuclear apocalypse back in 2010, and the series continued to improve since then. Metro Exodus is the latest installment into the franchise, and we're pretty stoked about it. It looks insanely good, both in terms of graphics and in terms of gameplay. The environment of post-apocalyptic Russia is once again something we can't wait to explore further, and don't get us started on that mutated bear. Okay, get us started a little bit. That thing was awesome! And equally terrifying, of course, because we're already dreading the moment we come up against it and inevitably die a horrible death.
Across the galaxy to prove my worth. I alone am.
What more can we say about Destiny 2? The first one is already one of the biggest games out there, despite being a dumpster fire on launch due to a host of problems. But Destiny made it, mostly due to the incredible community. So now, with Destiny 2, Bungie have the opportunity to fully create the game they envisioned for the game we are playing now. Which is why we're insanely excited for it. Look at the Super! Or how about that weapon? 60 FPS 4K UHD on PC? And who could forget about Gary, the main antagonist and leader of the Cabal army? We could talk about Destiny 2 forever, but there's other entries for this list that we have yet to get to. But just look at that Super though.
We are the first.
What do you do when you've exhausted all your options in the franchise? That's right, reboot it! Which is exactly what Ubisoft have done with Assassin's Creed Origins. Now, it may sound like we're going to give the game grief before trying it out, but that's not the case. Based on what we've seen so far, this is a rare occasion where we really can get behind a reboot. Why? Well, firstly, the setting. Ancient Egypt is such a rich source of history, mythology, and environment. The environment being something that Ubisoft seemed to have taken full advantage of in their gameplay reveal. They went all out in recreating the famous civilization centered around one of today's world wonders in the pyramids of Giza. In all, Assassin's Creed Origins has probably generated the most hype for this year. Let's hope the game itself lives up to it. Even though Red Dead Redemption 2 is being kept quietly under wraps by Rockstar, it's still being released in 2018, which means we're going to include it in our list. And it also means that we're going to patiently twiddle our thumbs until the game finally launches. There isn't too much footage from the trailers, but what has been shown looks nothing short of phenomenal. It's like GTA got an Ultra HD makeover and partnered up with the Wild West. Mix in the excellent writing that usually comes with a Red Dead game, and we've got ourselves an entry that could very easily be Game of the Year 2018. Yes, we're calling it now, summer 2017, that Red Dead will be the Game of the Year 2018. Call us bold or foolhardy, but that's just who we are. And those are the best upcoming games for Xbox One and Xbox One X in 2017 and 2018. Is everyone all aboard the hype train? Have you picked out your favorite upcoming game for this year yet? And did we miss any big titles that you're most excited about? Let us know about it in the comments, and be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more game hype here at ZoominGames.
Fly into it. Alright, let's do this.
See you on the other side.